Hey guys, welcome to Panther Strategies Business Overview Call. This is Andy Morbitzer, CEO of Panther Strategies. So as we get started here, welcome to the call. We're all about prudence. We're all about dollar cost averaging in a world where we believe paper assets are well overvalued, and we've found different opportunities around the world to safely, securely build your wealth that I think will withstand the test of time in this volatile time in which we live in paper assets. So Panther Strategies is really about becoming a global entity, taking charge of your financial destiny. So we'll get started here on the call. Let's see here. We get started here. Very first thing, we talk about macroeconomically. Things are volatile, and it's really, if you've been following Atlas Forge, it all comes down to poverty, the inequalities between the haves and the have-nots. So having a 3-decade-long financial background, I've learned a couple of things over the years. And as I look at things right now, I think more than ever, it's prudent that you take control. You need to find assets that you own, maintain, and control because somebody's going to have to pay for all this debt. And typically, when you look throughout history, that debt's going to be absorbed by the middle class. So I think the stocks will get revalued. I think the bonds are in huge trouble. And of course, debt around the world is just astronomical. We are insolvent. We're bankrupt as a world, as humanity. The latest figures that I've seen, debt worldwide, $300 trillion. That's unsustainable. So a lot of times I'll talk about, Leviticus and the Jubilee from the Bible that talks about a old Jewish proverb or law that said Jubilee, that it was in place to keep the rich from getting too rich and the poor getting too poor and finding an equilibrium. Well, that may be true. The rich didn't get too rich and the poor didn't get too poor, but the middle class got slaughtered. So fast forward to 21st century, you need to take things into your own hands, be proactive, because there's clear and present dangers all around the world and growing quickly between wars and trade wars, currency wars, overpriced stock markets, negative yield curves on bonds. Russia and China no longer buy our debt. Things are going to come to a head here, and some drastic, remember, when cornered, drastic things happen when you have no other option. And we look at the world and money, they can't reduce interest rates any lower than what they are. They can't print too much more money because if they raise interest rates too quickly, they're going to bankrupt the largest Ponzi scheme in the world. And that's the last thing they want to do, because they want to control the money, because they know controlling the money controls you. So now's the time. You got a window of opportunity to get engaged with Panther Strategies. Tune into Atlas Forge. Our educational flagship product is going to allow you to circumvent some of these risks and mitigate some of these risks that are worldwide. And they're proven assets that I'll share here in a minute. So it's all about ownership. Ownership is 9/10 of the law. If you have your money in the stock market, believe me, I was there in 2008, September 2008, and I sat by helplessly and watched the market melt down. There was nothing I could do. I lost half my net worth. I left the industry that I was personally invested in, professionally invested in, and I had to walk away, because at that point in time, I could tell that the stock market, derivative securities, these bundling of toxic loans, it was all manipulated, as it has been for many, many years. Modern day man, this is one of the longest lasting Ponzi schemes the world has known. And it started back in 1913 off Jekyll Island, where some of the millionaires and billionaires of the day met secretly in a little island off of South Carolina. And they built what we know now as the Federal Reserve. There's nothing federal about it. It's a privately owned corporation that really dictates interest rates, lending rates, terms, everything. They control the money. 92% of it worldwide flows through a system called the SWIFT system. And it was created, and it is, beyond a shadow of a doubt, a Ponzi scheme. So we built Panther Strategies with that in mind. We wanted to build a platform that ownership, everything that you buy within or acquire within Panther Strategies is real property. And you own, maintain, and control it, and that's huge. You don't own, maintain, or control your fiat currency, your pensions, your 401k. So just to sum the slide up, the key to survival and thriving in the 21st century here for the next decade, which I firmly believe will be the most challenging in your lifetime, is a diversification. And you need to learn that, and you need to learn it as quick as you possibly can. Panther Strategies has some huge advantages to other networking companies that I see out there. First of all, we're first to market with, I don't know anybody that is doing a full-blown financial platform like we are. We have passive residual income or passive residual opportunities and projects that are underway. Nobody's out there doing the real properties that we're doing. So we have a lot of advantages. And because you're one of the very first people in the world to recognize this, understand this, and share it with others, you're going to get the lion's share of the markets, the commissions, and so forth. So we really don't have any competition in this world of real property. Penetrations of markets are ripe for the picking. There's a bunch of low-hanging fruit. So you're going to make more money, and you're going to help more people make more money. So it's a beautiful system. We love it, and it's an international turnkey operation or opportunity. We're serving over 100 countries as we speak. We provide all. Nicole Peterson, my partner, and the other owner here at Panther, did a great job on the website, both Atlas Forge, Panther Strategies. We've got one of the most robust back offices and comp plans in the industry. We have all the business tools. The rewards are impeccable, outstanding, and it's very inexpensive to get started. As little as 200 euros gets you in as a member, and you're going to get all the value from Panther Strategies, whether it be education, whether it be access to real property products that were only available to the ultra wealthy, like Strategic Metals. We're the only wholesaler in the world where you don't have to put $100,000 in to take advantage of a nice, secure, long-term real property asset. So as we get started here, thanks to Nicole and all the hard work they've put in on the website, and Atlas Forge is the other, atlasforge.com, of course. 21st Century Asset Protection, and it's a place where we collaborate. It's a place where we educate. So this is financial education you won't get in school. This is really our flagship product, Atlas Forge, because it's where we educate, we teach, we show examples, we bring professionals on from around the world that are experts in their field of these real properties. So there is a huge value to diversification. There's a huge value of having vaulting and assets abroad or outside of your home country. We use really the platform to learn and earn. It's very easy. You don't have to be a big network marketer and sponsor a billion people. All you have to do is be a great inviter. Send them to these calls, these webinars of Atlas Forge and Panther Strategies that we do weekly, typically on Wednesdays and Thursdays at 11 a.m. They're recorded. You'll have access to those. But Atlas Forge is that place where you're going to learn a whole lot about things that you've probably never heard of, never thought about, and certainly your broker hasn't told you about it, because this isn't for a broker. Remember, brokers in paper assets, they make money whether you make money or not. They're going to sell you whatever product they earn the most commission on. And typically they're not diversified whatsoever. They're all based on what's in it for me as a broker, meaning how much money can I earn to get you to buy product A, B, or C. I know because I used to be there. I used to do it. I was part of the problem. That's why we built Atlas Forge and Panther Strategies, to give people a fighting chance where we're unbiased. You own, maintain, and control all your assets. End of story. So it's a place where you can learn and earn very easily. Diversify your assets and income in one opportunity. The beautiful thing about what Panther Strategies really is a place where you're going to get paid to help other people learn and earn, and you get paid in real property. You get paid in fiat currency if you want. You can get paid in cryptocurrency if you want. But it's a one-stop shop where you can learn and earn, have that vital plan B, that additional income stream, because the next decade, 40% of the world's jobs are going to be replaced by robotics. And it's not just the blue collar, it's white collar workers as well. Anything that is repeatable or is at risk, you're going to look at everything from delivery companies, logistics, truckers, manufacturers, fast food. They're automating everything through robotics. And once 5G is up and fully Functional, why, of course, you're going to see it all around the world. We are coming into the digital age at the autonomous digital age very, very quickly. So here we can diversify assets and income in one opportunity. If you follow along on Atlas Forge, we always start with protect what you have, get out of debt, invest from a position of strength, speculate in a safe environment. And that's what we provide here at Panther Strategies. It's in essence, a one-stop shop. And that's the advantage we have over 99% of the companies out there. Our products are money, just a little bit different form of money, but easily identifiable, easily stored, very easy to liquidate. Unlike, the stock market, where it's very difficult and sometimes they halt when you need it most and you need to get your money out. A lot of times they'll halt trading because it's so drastic that they need to, if you will, shut it down as a mandatory stop loss. So it's not the whole system from the moment you were born. The system really works against you. It's very, very difficult to be successful here in the 21st century, become rich, become wealthy through dollar cost averaging and the such, because a lot of people, their money doesn't outpace inflation, and it's a never-ending cycle of mediocrity. It seems as though between the rules, the regulations, and all the things that impede or encumbrance your wealth on a daily basis, whether it be taxes, whether it be rules or regulations or capital gains, capital controls, bubbles in currency, stock markets, it's very difficult to maintain that standard of living and that quality of life because let's be honest, wages have been stagnant since 1980, meaning you're making about the same amount of money you did in 1980, and here it's 2019. The debt is out of control. Most people are in debt and live month to month. You have to break out of that, and that's what we're teaching, and that's what we're offering here at Panther Strategies, where you can have a plan B, both securing your financial future, but also your real-time. It's all about cash flow, so you can earn commissions and save at the same time. So I think it's a great platform. 7 ways to earn. I won't get into all of them today, but whether you're new to marketing, whether you're a seasoned veteran, we have 7 different ways that after decades of being into this industry, I know what works, I know what pays out. I've seen these things build out to hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of people. So I had a good basis in which I built the comp plan that is really from the perspective and from the affiliate. The key thing is to get affiliates engaged, and the best way to do that is profitability. Whether they're growing the business or growing their portfolios, profitability equates to retention. And so we were very generous with the comp plan, made it very easy for new people and experienced networkers alike. There's some goodies in there for everybody, from car bonuses to matching bonuses to career bonuses to incentives, from an iPad all the way up to a villa. So I think we've got it all covered there. Whether you have a 9-to-5 job, whether you're in network marketing, or maybe you're even living off of maybe a social program or a pension or Social Security, or maybe you're living off your pension. This can coexist with just about anything that I've seen out there, simply because our products are money. So if you're very successful in network marketing, selling whatever it might be, that's great. But if you have all your commissions, in one bank account or in one investment, it's very risky. That could turn off real quickly. So we love the idea of our products being money. We love the ability to work from home. Nicole and I jumped down to the islands here over the last week or so because of the terrible snowstorm and winter of February. It's just been brutal. And as we go through customs, I always kind of get stopped because they're like, we came back on a Tuesday or a Monday, and they're like, did you take off work to do this? Or how is it that you're missing work? Did you get approval from your employer? And we say, no, we can work from anywhere. We work e-commerce. We're perpetual travelers, and we can take our business with us. So being able, the freedom of working from home is one of the top things I absolutely love. I love not having to get up, fight traffic, listen to a boss. It's the first time in my life that I've actually gotten paid for what I'm truly worth. And I don't really have a boss other than my partner, Nicole. But there's no schedule, no bosses, no commuting, no sales quotas. You're going to earn what you're worth, and you're going to get paid directly with your production, both on a weekly basis and a monthly basis, and over a lifetime of being an affiliate or a member with Panther Strategy. Panther products are money. And here's a few the unique product strategic metals over the last 2 years: germanium, gallium, indium, up 31 to 184%. And we strongly recommend and we love strategic metals because we know what the future looks like. We know it's going to be driven by blockchain, 5G, drones, robotics, solar, wind, power. And it's all technology is advancing so quickly. The demand for strategic metals over the next decade, there's no way there's enough supply to meet the demand around the world. It's growing exponentially, but supply is cyclical as usual. It goes through its valleys and its peaks. And right now, there's some really great values. You always hear the term buy low, sell high. Well, right now, you've got an opportunity to get into some of these strategic metals, 2 or 3 of them that I know that have great value proposition. And germanium, gallium, and indium are 3 of those great values, in my opinion. And then, of course, we have precious metals, because we always talk about precious metals. You have to have some physical precious metals in case something crazy happens. It's really that hedge against paper assets. I can't put it any other way. We know throughout history that silver performs better than gold in times of a meltdown or crash of the stock market. And since we're on gold and silver right now, or I'll wait another slide. Here's some more of our products. I think we have 1 gram, 10 gram, and 1 ounce gold. And then 1 ounce, 10 ounce, and maybe 100 ounce for silvers. They're all S8, all 4.9, purity, quality. Thanks to Scottsdale Mint that produce these beautiful pieces of gold and silver. And they all come with Certilock. And Certilock is that tamper-proof QRC code verifiable, trackable delivery that as the values of gold and silver go up, so does the fraud. And this will help eliminate a lot of the fraud. This is why we can do guaranteed buybacks of your gold or silver. As long as your gold and your Certilock is intact, why, of course, I'll buy it back. The last thing I will say is this week we started our very first test run of a new product that we'll be hopefully offering here in the coming weeks. That is very nice. It has to do with gold mining contracts. And so we'll get into that hopefully next week, and I'll share that exciting new product when it comes out. It fits right into our beliefs here at Panther Strategies. So hopefully I'll share that with you next week or the following week. So stay tuned for that. And then finally, we've got cryptocurrency. Now, cryptocurrency, not only do we do education, like tomorrow is a very crucial education for your understanding, because there isn't a day that goes by that I don't get asked, did I miss the boat? Is cryptocurrency still worth investing in? Is cryptocurrency dead? Is it going to make it? And tomorrow I'm just going to, debunk all the nonsense out there and the myths and all these mentalities of lottery winning people, and show you the basis of what creates value to Bitcoin, altcoins, and those ecosystems. Truly, what is the value? It's certainly not the price. If all you do is look at the price of Bitcoin, that's linear thinking. That is narrow-minded. That is acquiring for all the wrong reasons. That's the lottery mentality, the fear of missing out. And I can go on and on and on. But when you truly look at how captivating and how awesome blockchain is, it will change your life, probably for the remainder of your life. It will be the missing ingredients of everything. Combine blockchain with 5G, why, of course, you're going to have a powerhouse of a monetary system that is absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to get into some of the details on that tomorrow. What is value? What's the value proposition in cryptocurrency? And it's not the hash rate. It's not the price. If you're looking at the price, 20 times a day, every hour, then you've got too much money invested in cryptocurrency, and you're scared to death that it dropped or lost more value, and you probably have too much in cryptocurrency. but you need to understand the mechanics and the logistics and what is the basis, the foundation that gives this new currency we call cryptocurrency and blockchain value. As you look at it as an investor, like I do, I look at what's the value. So we'll get into that tomorrow. We also have passive residual income products. There's some wonderful products on the market right now that, quite honestly, have utility, that have a great way of customer acquisition, and it's green mining. It has utility, it has future, it's going to run on the blockchain, it's inverting the value of energy and being able to disperse that worldwide. So we'll get into some more green boxes. And for those of you that have already committed to green boxes, for the next 2 weeks, they are moving the facility that houses the mining rigs from the ones that we've offered. They're going to be housed in Minnesota. They got an unbelievable deal on kilowatts per hour costs. So it just saves the company hundreds of millions of dollars to move from Utah to Minnesota for these mining rigs. So that's great news. So those will be back online here in the next couple of weeks, and everything there so far is a go. Everything sounds good, looks good. Just like any company, as it grows, it's going to try to find ways to cut costs, save money, become more profitable, and that's huge. And it's all about customer acquisition. It's all about new users, and how do you get people to complete the ecosystem that's not just worried about the price. Does it add a value? Does it solve a problem? And these green boxes, absolutely, check, check, and check. As far as a diversified real property asset, maybe a little speculative in nature, sure, but with risk comes great reward. And one of the problems I see in cryptocurrency is there's literally thousands of cryptocurrency, but very few of them have any utility. And we'll get into that some more tomorrow. But for today, the future, we know, and why we're so high and so hell-bent on sharing, assets that are unique, that are you're not going to see on Wall Street, is because we know the future. I can tell you right now what's happening all around the world, and it starts with 5G smartphones. And 5G is 1,000 times faster than 4G. It is the essence of what will change the world, from drones, delivery, logistics, autonomous driving, drones, robotics, because now artificial intelligence can think in nanoseconds at almost real-time speed. To give you an idea, and the one I use the most is autonomous cars, self-driving cars, these driverless autonomous vehicles. It allows a car to stop in an inch versus 10 feet under 4G. So 5G brings together robotics, artificial intelligence. It'll be what powers cryptocurrency and the blockchain, and drones, electric vehicles, microchips. Now, of the 7 things that I have there on the left-hand side, microchips are not possible without, guess what? Strategic metals. 5G smartphones wouldn't be. You wouldn't have a glass cover. You wouldn't have the circuits. You wouldn't have the microchips. You wouldn't have the functionality with, guess what? Strategic metals. Wind, solar power, robotics, drones, electric vehicle. It all holds true. All these things that people are habitually addicted to, whether it's a computer, a smartphone, an iPad, doesn't matter. None of those technology breakthroughs would happen without strategic metals. That's why we love it as a long-term real property asset. I don't think there's a better one on the planet, quite honestly. So the future is all about technology. It's all about speed and data. So that's where we're heading, because we know where the world's going, and they're starting to implement these 5G, building out these Wi-Fi and these satellite communications, where there won't be a place on Earth that won't have access to capitalism or the internet. I don't care if you're in the deserts of Africa or the jungles of Panama, you will have access to capitalism. Because you got to remember, Here in the United States, we're moving more towards a socialist nation. And we can tell by the past, socialism doesn't work. It's failed every time. So there, instead of somebody always taking care of you through social programs and, government knows best, well, we have a different thought. We believe in taking control of our own destiny. We believe in the future of real property assets simply because the current system it's bankrupt. I mean, why would I continue to keep pumping money into that? So we know what the future is and we're investing, because what you don't know, all of these devices, whether it's a flat screen TV, whether it's a computer, whether it's a smartphone, are all going to be replaced in the next 5 to 7 years, because they're all going to want 5G smartphones. And some of these phones will probably even run on blockchain. Also, what you don't understand and what don't 3 billion people, half the world's population, does not have access to capitalism. And that's what 5G is going to do. There won't be a place on the earth where you won't be able to be connected. And that's 3 billion people. That's twice as many people that are going to want these nice, convenient products that are here, offered us here in the 21st century. Add electric vehicles and highway system and autonomy around the world, from drones to smart cities, smart buildings and cars and computers. Everything is going to be interconnected. So the demand for strategic metals, it's going to be a huge decade. Let's just put it that way. So to sum all this up, Panther Strategies was really made for really a couple of different reasons. First, we wanted to give good quality education to some people out there, because it's stuff you're not going to learn in school, whether it's high school or college or what have you. Let's be honest, most people struggle with balancing a checkbook. So we took it upon ourselves to be that culture that puts out good quality information. It's not hype, it's not mass media, it's not nonsense. These are strong, proven strategies that have fared. Let's put it this way. We've outperformed the S&P, the Dow, the Nikkei, I don't care, any paper asset. We've crushed it over the last 5 years. Some of our returns and some of our real property assets, well, one, cryptocurrency there, we're up 41,000%. Think about that. That's life-changing. So do we back it? Do we believe in it? Yes, because blockchain and cryptocurrency is freedom. Remember, innovation spurs entrepreneurship, and entrepreneurship really spurs capitalism, and capitalism spurs innovation. All great change that happens throughout history comes through the masses, not through the elected officials. Unfortunately, the change happens quite late in the cycle because people have to experience enough pain before they make the change. We're trying to save you from that pain. We're trying to get you away from living month to month, living in debt, living in fear, living under stress. And you got to be able to break free of all those things that you worry about. Sleepless nights, putting your kids through college. We get it. We've been there. So this is about prudence. This is about protection. This is about we the people. So that's why we love Panther Strategies. So with that said, guys, hey, I appreciate you being on the call. Share it if you like. Check out our websites, our Facebook. Engage in the culture. Start learning. And hopefully by this time next week, we have some good news on an additional great real property asset that you own, maintain, and control. So with that said, this is Andy Morbitzer signing out. Have a great day, guys.